What's up, guys? Let's see if you could tell just how far behind I am at opening things, right? I got this guy when he very first came out. That's right, yeah. Like a week after he came out, I found him at Target. I saw that there were still a bunch of other people that were like, hey, I can't find him. And I got him. And we're just now getting around to open him. Let's do this. So yeah, that's not an exaggeration. About a week after this guy came out, I saw people getting online being like, I can't find him, he's real hard to find, still waiting on my pre-order, blah, 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 this and that. And I was like, man, it's going to be a while before I get one of him. Went down to my Target, there he was. Bam. Awesome. In fact, awesome enough, and I knew enough at the time to tell myself to get two. Why? Because the new Eternia line I had already figured out. I'd already figured out by looking at pictures and things of that nature that if I was going to pick up new Eternia figures, I would probably, more than likely, end up wanting more than one. Sometimes this is not true. With Viking He-Man, I bought two. With Barbarian Skeletor, I bought two. With Beast Man, I got two. And with Battle Armor He-Man, I only got one. I wasn't too concerned about getting an old-styled variant of the Battle Armor He-Man for that guy, because I really liked what they were doing with the Battle Armor He-Man, and I didn't think that the head would fit a classic Battle Armor idea anyway. So I waited, and it's a good thing that I waited, because the new He-Man coming out from Revelation is basically classic Battle Armor He-Man. So awesome. I didn't really miss out on that aspect, and it also looks like, and I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like maybe they're using the newer chest for the new figure, the new He-Man that's coming out. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. But it kind of looked like it to me. I'll have to really look at the pictures again to know for sure. But this guy promises to be one of the coolest figures in the entire line. And I've already went out of my way to do a photo set with him where he fights Battle Armor King He-Man. At least that's the way that I phrased it. You could check out the old video up there where I talk about the Battle Armor New Eternia He-Man. And let's dive right in. Let's waste no time, because I don't have too much in terms of a big story to say, but who knows, maybe the conversation will take me as we go. Let's check this guy out. Okay, so as usual, let's start with the box. Let's get him out of the way. Boop! Okay. Right off the bat, as I've always said time and time again, that's a fantastic box. Isn't it though? Aren't these boxes great? Look, that is a fantastic window. Has more than enough that you can actually see what's going on in there. You know what figure you're getting, whether it has paint application problems, anything of that nature. It's all right there. You have absolutely no question about the quality of the thing that you are getting. And if you are an in-box collector, these boxes are fantastic. And if you're not an in-box collector, this makes them fantastic as well. Because if you're able to do something like what I've done, where you put these on the shelf and then put the characters in front of them, I mean, this is so terrific. These boxes never cease to amaze me. The Barbarian artwork, the Fantasy Barbarian artwork, is substantially good. And on this, it's no different. We got Beast Man. He's swinging from the trees here. He's completely awesome. And we got a female Beast Woman going on over here, as well as a different kind of Beast Man, a little dragon-esque creature going on over here. Another kind of Beast Man. Maybe these are just Beast Men that are hopping across the trees, and that's pretty cool. And this is the Beast Man, the big one, the one that rules it all. And then this one right here, the female Beast Woman thing. She's really cool. I'm really hoping, really hoping that this becomes a thing. And I wouldn't mind seeing other Beast Men enter the line as well. So really, I wouldn't be mad about either one of those. So both those are solid. In terms of the cross-sell stuff down here, I do not have He-Man, I do not have Zodak, I do not have this Skeletor, I do have Catra. I'm not against any of these three characters. At first, I kind of was, if I'm being completely honest with you here, and I will keep it as transparent as I often can. I have not seen the CGI He-Man yet. I haven't seen it, so I'm not overly thrilled about it. It's not like something that I have to see, something that I'm absolutely enthralled about, something that grabs my attention. And that's not saying anything bad about it. It's saying there are a million shows to watch, and I haven't gotten around to it yet. My interest is there to see what they try to sell to a younger generation, trying to get a new group of people on board with He-Man and Masters of the Universe in general. Because as I've said before, as far as I'm concerned, this property is malleable, it is huge, it is ever expanding, and to put a block on the creativity, the eternal imagination of this property is bad. If this isn't one of the avenues for you, that's fine. But just like with the comic books that have their own identity, and the mini comics that have their own identity, and the toys that have their own identity, and the shows, each one that has its own identity, some of this is going to speak to you, some of it's not. I may hate this when I get into it to see these two. I don't know. But I may love it. I may say, this is a pretty cool take on the idea. Who knows? I don't know. Who can guess, right? But I'll know when I finally get there. I don't know how long that's going to be. I'm currently finishing up the second season of She-Ra, Princess of Power. So my watch list is huge for this kind of material, and I have other stuff on top of it as well. However, I think I do want all three of these characters. Let's say, even for argument purposes, I get this He-Man and I don't like this He-Man at all. He might still be a fantastic talking point on the shelf about animation styles and how characters change dramatically from concept to concept, is I guess the best way to talk about that. Especially when you look at things like, say you put the Anniversary He-Man next to the Barbarian, next to the, if you take three different He-Mans from just Masterverse alone, you could see how different concepts are from telling to telling. And so I might be interested to have him just to kind of show off that conceptual idea of just how much an idea changes from version to version. And now we've talked everything that I could possibly talk about this box. Let's get into the character, the figure. And all I have to do for this one is not even necessarily make a jump cut. Bam, there he is. I mean, right? There he is. This guy is amazing. This guy is amazing. I'm sure that plenty of other people have already gone over him, plenty of other people have already talked about him, plenty of other people have already looked at him. A couple of things that I would like to definitely point out is, one, this dude is absolutely bestial. Like when he stands up, he's absolutely huge, but he's still got that buck in his back, how he kind of leans over. He's kind of got like an orc type thing to him, if I may say so, with the giant club bat and thing. Or maybe bugbear. Maybe I'm thinking he's like a bugbear, right? Anyways, that's kind of something that I see with him. I like his armor. I really like this concept, this thing that he has that comes off. As far as I'm aware, the original concept art was that this guy was going to have like a bear-like appearance. And since this new Eternia stuff is trying to dig into the idea of bringing them as close as they can to the original concept art, while at the same time allowing us to revert each character back to the base of what they will actually become, a reimagining in Masterverse, yes, as I made that argument with Barbarian, with the Viking He-Man. And if you want to check out my top 10 He-Man, or yeah, I did like worst to best He-Mans in the Masterverse line. I did that video and I talked all about every single version of He-Man and why I see them the way I do. You could check out that video as well. And I would ask that you actually do that if you want to know more about how I look at things in Masters of the Universe, what appeals to me, what doesn't, and how married or unmarried I am to each concept. And this is really cool, because to me, they took the best of both worlds. We almost got the bare-headed Beast Man, but he's still Beast Man as we know him, and he's reimagined for an entire new concept. Now, the back of the box says, and this would be the new Eternia storyline idea, shaman of the 7 savage tribes that dwell within the majestic jungles of Eternia. Beast Man defeated the mighty bear demon, that's interesting, and earned the right to lead his people. So he killed the concept art and then put it on his head. Then they mysteriously disappeared. Now he searches all corners of the planet for his tribe. Nothing can stop him from reuniting nothing can stop him from reuniting them under his care. The barbaric He-Man. Yeah, not even the barbaric He-Man, not even evil Skeletor. So this guy in the new Eternia idea is if you get in his way, period, he will destroy you. He's not interested in being your friend. He's interested in figuring out what happened to his people. His people have vanished. He is looking for them. Get out of his way or he'll go through you. And it's interesting if you look at that storyline idea, because Skeletor is going to try to own him, because that's the kind of thing that Skeletor is. He-Man will probably see him as an enemy because he's this big monstrous thing that comes up on him, and he doesn't care for either of them. Maybe Skeletor in this new continuity tries to offer him something like, I know where your people are. Like that kind of thing. And that's really cool. Now, I'm going to take this other one and I'm going to open it up and I want to see him reverted to a classic Beast Man. Let's do that. Then there we go. That is Beast Man in his other form. And let me tell you something. This really gives you an indication of just how much extra stuff he really came with. Because and I don't have another Beast Man, so I can't show the comparison necessarily. But that's Beast Man, right there. That's what he's supposed to be in the classic. He just has the medallion, he has the scruff on his neck, he has 2 shoulder guards, he has these red things right here, he has the loincloth area, and he has nothing on his legs. That's him. That is Beast Man. This Beast Man is straight up ready for war. It is 2 very different takes on the character. Look at him. Look at him. Now, I actually like both of these. I chose to give him the whip in this hand, specifically so that if I do some sort of battle pose on my shelf, he can have the open hand and he can have the whip hand. He only came with 1 open hand. He didn't come with another open hand for the other side. So he has a grip hand and open hand, and then he has punch hands. I could give him a punch hand here, but I like the dynamic poses, as you can tell with this one right here. I like them to have that open hand that they can look dynamic. Like he can get down and have this one kind of behind him open, like ready to claw somebody, while the other hand is ready to whip that whip around. And maybe it would have been cool if the whip would have like a wire frame in it. But then again, I could set up a couple cool shots where like he whips and I can roll that whip around somebody's arm or something like that. So I'm not hating it. The movement is all fantastic. I know that I haven't been moving these figures around or anything, but yeah, he's got movement in his feet, in his shin right here. He's got the dual knee. He's got more than enough space up here to be able to do anything he wants. The bicep and shoulder roll, he can do the T-pose. Everything like that is here. He's fully posable, just like any other Masterverse character. He didn't lose anything in his transfer over. And just to really put the visual, because I want to do this, because this will really sell what I'm talking about here. That's classic, right? By the way, that's my favorite Skeletor. So far, of every Skeletor that I have bought, I really think he's been the best Skeletor that I currently have on my shelf. He's unbelievably good. That's the Barbarian Skeletor Retroed. So, just like I was saying, these new Eternia figures, one of the things that really sells me on them is this concept right here. Is I can now take a Skeletor Classic, reimagined if he had been released in the Masterverse line, along with a Beast Man, reimagined for the Masterverse line, along with, let me go ahead and reach up here, along with a He-Man, reimagined for the Masterverse line. That's what these are. As far as I'm concerned, let me move the camera a little bit. As far as I'm concerned, that's what we're looking at here. And that's what makes these figures so cool to me, is these are reimaginings of classic designs. That is still He-Man as far as I'm concerned. But it's He-Man if we existed in a new Eternia barbarian comic closer to Conan the Barbarian style. Taken very seriously, a little more of a real world look about him. He floors me. Everything about him feels fantastic. That is one of my favorite He-Mans. And actually, like I said, you can watch that video with the best He-Mans and you'll see me talk all about what I actually feel about where these guys place. That is classic Beast Man, but looking really cool and really reimagined for a modern day in Masterverse, and that is Skeletor, classic, reimagined in a modern day Masterverse. I love Masterverse figures. I do. I think they are fantastic. This is one of my all-time favorite toy lines, literally ever, and this is why. It's so good. Yeah, I love Masterverse. This toy line has been one of the best collecting experiences I have ever had in a toy line, ever. Ever. It clicks all the boxes I need it personally to click. These are figures with unbelievable posability in terms of their price point. Keep this in mind. Everything I'm about to say is coming down to price point. You could get these figures for as low as, I see them online constantly as low as $13. You can get them for $25. Some of them are crazy. Some of them are like 40 bucks. They're referenced as deluxe. I'm not saying that this won't cost you some money if you're trying to put together the line. But what I'm telling you is for their price point, these are unbelievable. They're sculpted so well. They have so much personality and detail in every single thing that they are. Their faces, their designs, what they wear, how they look. And the line just keeps getting better. Every single time they seem to put something out, they floor me a little bit more. It's true, not everything is an absolute home run. I'm fine with that. But I mean, from Viking He-Man to Shaman to freaking Shaman Beast Man, Barbarian Skeletor, Vicron. I loved Vicron. Another video, you can check that out. I loved Vicron. He is basically, what if Conan the Barbarian existed in He-Man? I mean, that's what he is. In terms of his first look, his barbarian look, he's Conan the Barbarian in He-Man Masters of the Universe. That's what he is. I mean, there's no denying that's exactly what he is. I mean, this line is so terrific. I can't gush enough about it. That's what I'm telling you. It clicks every box that I currently need. It's a fantastic escape. It's barbarian techno-fantasy. It allows a D&D-esque feeling while still tapping into the raw power that comes with things like Conan the Barbarian. I don't care, it has comic books, but this toy line drove me into everything. This toy line opened me up to Masters of the Universe comics, Masters of the Universe original series, Masters of the Universe Revelation, Masters of the Universe Offside projects. I'm gonna watch that live action movie, who knows, maybe I'll laugh my ass off, maybe I'll absolutely fall in love with it. I love the 2 Conan the Barbarian movies, and yes, I said that I like them both. I do. I like Conan the Barbarian, I like Conan the Destroyer. I like both of them. Unapologetically, I like both of them. I can find things in both of those movies to absolutely love. And since I'm so removed from the idea that MOTU just has to be one thing all the time, that it can't deviate from its original story, it has to tell the same story every time, MOTU is vast. MOTU is an absolute universe. That line on the last episode, when Skeletor and He-Man are fighting, Skelegod and He-Man are fighting, and he grabs Skelegod, throws him into the frickin' atmosphere. Goodbye. And he says, "It's not about us. Hadoo! Get out of here." That, to me, is MOTU expanding, waking up, throwing out all the limitations. But the new series is coming out soon, and I'll see if all the complaining turned it back into only He-Man can do things. Because look, I watched that original series. There's only one hero in the original series, He-Man. That's it. Nobody else matters. I mean, let's be honest, nobody else matters. And if you thought it was bad in He-Man, the original series, it is 5 times as bad in She-Ra, Princess of Power. Everybody in that show is a level of incompetent that is unimaginable. She-Ra's the only chance they have to do anything ever at any time in every episode. She even makes appearances in episodes where I'm like, we don't need her. But hey, that was the nature of those cartoons back then. Am I enjoying those series? Yes, I am. I very much am enjoying those series because I see it for what it is. But if you're bringing it up to a modern day and you want to expand this material, I need storylines that show me his depth. I need storylines that show me his depth. I need storylines that show me his depth. And we got it. And I'm hoping, just like I've argued about Star Wars, the most important thing that Star Wars could ever do for itself right now is get away from Luke Skywalker. Step away and let that universe thrive, because you have created a universe in Star Wars that is so interesting, so vast, and so limitless in storyline potential. And MOTU is the same thing if we'll just allow it to tell its stories. I love this. I love this line. I love this property. And I've probably fallen into the space of being a lifelong fan at this point. It brings me nothing but happiness. ReploidBill. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, and I've added 2 Beast Man to the shelf.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.